An entitled Karen tried to get me fired for wearing a hijab, so I got her store shut down. An entitled Karen tried to get me fired for wearing a hijab. To her, my faith was a problem, a reason to unleash her prejudice and try to erase me from the space I loved. But what she didn't realize was that her intolerance wouldn't just cost me a job, it would cost her everything. I didn't just defend myself, I rallied my town. And together, we shut down her store and her hate, once and for all. Welcome back to Narrated by Abi, where real people turn pain into power and ordinary communities rise up against injustice. Today's story is about a young woman who faced down discrimination in the workplace, and how her neighbors stood beside her to make sure hatred never got the final word. If you've ever felt judged for who you are, or silenced by someone in power, this one's for you. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more powerful true stories. I worked at a little bakery on Main Street. It wasn't glamorous, but I loved it. The smell of warm bread, the frosting sessions, the way regulars would light up when they saw their favorite pastry in the case. I wore my hijab proudly, always coordinating colors with my apron, and for the longest time, it wasn't a problem. Until she came in. Mrs. Henderson. She was a regular. Well-dressed, sharp-tongued, always with some condescending comment or complaint. But one day, she took it further. "Is that really sanitary?" she asked, pointing at my hijab while I rang her up. "Don't you get hot in that thing?" I gave her a tight smile. I'd dealt with microaggressions before. But the next visit, she got louder, bolder. "I just don't think it's professional," she said, loudly enough for the entire shop to hear. "It's distracting, makes customers uncomfortable." Then, she demanded to speak to the manager. My heart sank. My manager, Tom, was kind, but timid. And Mrs. Henderson wasn't just a customer. She was a known figure in the local business association. Her store, a high-end boutique, sat right across the square. I watched as she leaned in, whispered heatedly to Tom. His face flushed. He kept glancing at me. That night I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. Was I about to lose my job because of a scarf on my head? I came home that day shaken, but under the fear was something stronger. Resolve. This wasn't just about a job. This was about dignity. If I stayed silent, what would that say to the next girl she tried to silence? So I wrote. I posted on our town's community forum, not angry, just honest. I shared what had happened, how she had tried to have me fired simply for wearing a hijab, and how that wasn't the first time she had spoken this way. At first, I stared at the screen, terrified. What if no one believed me? What if it made things worse? But within hours, the comments started. Then the shares. Then the flood. People spoke up. Neighbors, teachers, even former employees of hers. One person wrote, "I left her boutique years ago after she told me my braids weren't the right look for her store." Another said, "She refused to let my friend try on clothes because she was in a wheelchair." The response was overwhelming and beautiful. People didn't just sympathize, they organized. By the weekend, over 100 people had RSVP'd to a peaceful protest outside her boutique. We weren't angry, we were united. Signs read, "Diversity is not a distraction. No room for hate on Main Street. Hijab is not the problem. Hate is." Social media exploded. The local paper ran a front-page story. "Bakery employee targeted for hijab, town responds with support." Mrs. Henderson, suddenly on the defensive, issued a public statement calling the protest an overreaction, and claiming she was the real victim. But by then, no one was buying it. Customers vanished. Inventory sat untouched. Her reputation, once polished, was shredded. Within 6 weeks, her store closed. No press release. No sale. Just a handwritten sign on the door. Closed until further notice. Spoiler, it never reopened. And me? I kept my job, and found my voice. My manager pulled me aside and apologized. He said he wished he'd stood up for me sooner. Then he asked me to help write a new inclusivity policy for the shop. Now, the bakery is more than a bakery. It's a safe space. A place where kids from all backgrounds stop by after school, where moms and grandmas share recipes and smiles, where I can be me, fully and unapologetically. The best moment? A week after the protest, a little girl in a pink hijab came in with her mom. She pointed at me and whispered, "She looks like me." Her mom smiled and said, "Thank you for showing her that she belongs." That moment made every ounce of fear and doubt worth it. This wasn't just about shutting down hate. It was about building up something better. Thanks for watching, and remember, Your voice has power. And when we stand together, we are unshakable. Have you ever experienced or witnessed discrimination? How did you respond? Or how do you wish you could have? Share your stories in the comments below. Like this video if you believe in standing up for what's right. Don't forget to subscribe to Narrated by Abi for more true stories of courage, resistance, and community strength.